Greetings, automotive enthusiasts. Today we have for you a 2002 Hummer H1. This is a 3-owner vehicle, shows 0 accidents or damage on Carfax, and 148,000 miles. Let's take a little walk around here. We got to pan back a little bit. This thing's kind of a beast here. This thing has got the 6.5 liter turbo diesel, like 195 horsepower, 430 foot-pounds of torque, made it up to a 4-speed automatic transmission, and the gross vehicle weight here on this thing is about 7,000 pounds, but it's got like a 7,600 pound tow capacity and like a over 3,000 pound payload capacity. So pretty amazing. I think this thing's like a 1.25 or 1.5 ton truck or something like that. But super cool vehicle. Let's kind of zoom in here and we will go over some of the flaws and issues or whatever. So looking across the hood here, you know, it's pretty much it's a composite hood, kind of a combination of aluminum and steel body. So looking across the hood here, just some typical light, you know, not gonna go over every little teeny scratch. I mean, this is an off-road vehicle. So looking here, we got, you know, the hood is in good condition, the paint's in good condition. You know, a couple scratches here. There's one across the other side. I'll take a look at that. One little chip in the windshield right there. And panning back here. Looking at the front, brush guards got just some, you know, normal wear and tear for the year. But overall, the vehicle presents very well. That's just a bug debris there. Looking here on the other side of the hood, I'll show you that scratch a little bit closer up here. So got a little scratch across the top here, another little scratch right there. Probably just somebody set something on it or something like that. So we'll go ahead and take a look here, and I'll go ahead while we're up front, and let's take a look underneath the front suspension here. It's in good condition. There is on the body, the aluminum body, you know, when you have the steel and the aluminum together, sometimes it causes some electrolysis. So there is some bubbling in various places on the body, and I'll point those out to you. But this is actually a really, really clean chassis. Dry underneath. Vehicle just runs absolutely perfect. Actually, I drove it back from Denver. Me and Hoobie from Hoobie's Garage there drove it back from Denver. He bought a yellow one and I bought a red one here. So yeah, it's kind of a pretty fun little adventure. Looking here at the wheels. Now, the tires on this thing, you know, they've got lots of tread, but they are old. I don't know, I'll have to look and try to find a date code on them and post that in the comments or whatever. But so if you're wanting to tear around the trails and do a bunch of that stuff, I mean, you know, I would just beat these up and tear these up. And if you're wanting to do a lot of long distance, you might consider some fresh rubber on it. Got the wheels here. This vehicle was purchased from Jeff from I have to look up his website there. It'll come to me. But anyway, he was kind of a Hummer collector and enthusiast, and he had about 13 Hummers, and so we went in and bought a couple of them. This has the onboard air where you can air up and down the tires. I believe that the hoses or something had some leaks in it, so Jeff disabled that system, but it's all functioning, just some air leaks there. So he's supposed to have the caps, but basically I'm going to present it as no caps and no lines. You know, he said that he's doing some unpacking and he's going to ship it to me when he finds it, but I don't want to promise something that I can't deliver, so just assume that that's, you know, not going to happen. Looking here, we got, you know, there's some aluminum plates there, a little bit of surface corrosion on the aluminum there. So we'll go down the side of the vehicle here, check it out. Mirrors in good condition, showing a little bit of age there. We'll kind of try to highlight it, go across the top here, and you'll see, you know, some of the bubbling and everything. Most of this is just surface and just cosmetic, but, you know, just want to show you everything in close detail. So that's kind of along the roof. This thing has a massive, let me jump up here. This is one heck of a rack. I think it'd be so cool. Look at this rack. And actually it's pretty lightweight too, but lots of structure. What would be so cool would be to get like have a tent made basically that size. And wouldn't that be so cool to go up into the mountains and then pitch a tent up on top of this thing? I mean, that would be fun. I could just get lost for weeks or months in the mountains in this guy. Here's some where the aluminum top meets the steel bottom. You get some of that electrolysis. You got a little bit bubbling there. You know, just everywhere on the vehicle, there's some slight bubbling. Looking along the edges here, it's pretty good. We'll show you the imperfections or whatever. But actually, it's very, very straight. No real dings or dents per se in the vehicle. Pretty solid here. Show you the back wheel. And the wheels are in good condition. And again, the tires, like I said, have lots of tread on them, but they definitely have some age on them. The rear bumper does have some, you know, bubbling under the paint. You know, you could take that off and have it all blasted and repainted if you wanted to cosmetically freshen it up. A little bit of corrosion there on the aluminum in front of the wheel. And there's your, probably because you got your heat from your exhaust going up, which is really, really cool. This thing, it's almost like a sink trap actually. I just now noticed that, how the exhaust goes up over, number one for clearance, but number two, you know, that's gonna really prevent water from entering through the exhaust if you were fording a river or something like that. And then you've got your super high intake there. Love the look of I just love this wagon body, and the wagons are the most valuable configuration of these Hummers. And then as you get newer, you know, the more refined they are, the newer they are, the more valuable they are. Carfax actually shows this of a retail value of $75,000 on Carfax. Looking here, some bubbles right there. Not too much there, back, and then like I said, mostly you'll see a lot of it where the two dissimilar metals meet, and you'll see some bubbling. Not much over on this side, but there is some on the other side. This vehicle presents very, very well. Has great curb appeal, and you can see the hitch there, and like I said, this thing will tow. Let's I'll keep going on the outside here. We'll do the outside first. Okay, looking on here on the passenger side, there's some bubbling along there. Let's go ahead and just pan all the way down across the top. Just make a nice sweep here. I'll try to go steady here so you can kind of see and you can freeze. So there's a little bit of bubbling right there on the top, and then I'll kind of pan back. Mirrors, good shape there. Like I said, the surface, everything's really nice on the paint. That's just some mud or something there. This is just dirt or mud. Do have some bubbling here at the bottom of this door. You can kind of see that a little bit. Let me go ahead and then right here around the door handle. I'll go ahead and open this door here. Let's just go ahead and take a look underneath there. So yeah, this door definitely does have some issues. So we do have some splitting and some corrosion issues on this right rear door. That's really probably the worst panel on the vehicle. I don't really notice, so it must have trapped some water in there or something for that one to prematurely age. I don't really notice anything on the other doors. The other doors are all clean. So, but again, we want to show you full disclosure, any of the issues. And looking back here, everything is pretty good that way. Here's the right rear wheel. They're all really good, a little bit of oxidation, but they're all in really good condition. And then the same typical corrosion there. Coming around the front of the vehicle. Again, tires are a little chunk of a tire there. But like I said, I would just play with these tires, and unless you had a tire problem, then, you know, might consider changing the tires. Unless you wanted to, you know, actually take it out and travel in it, then you might consider changing them. Depends on what you want to do. So we'll leave that up to the next buyer to decide of which type of tire they want to go with. Here's your air intake, you know, snorkel. So basically, I mean, this thing, I wouldn't take a civilian Hummer as deep as I would take like a military Hummer, because, you know, you got a lot more electronics and options and accessories, I wouldn't probably want to take this thing really probably just above the door line. The car has big drain holes in the floors designed to drain water, but I wouldn't want to get any water up any higher than probably the seats, just because wouldn't want to get to any electronics. I'm sure that they've designed everything where everything's pretty high though. I mean, you'd have to basically almost swamp the vehicle, I think, to probably get up into the electronics. But well, let's go ahead and pop the hood here and show you what it looks like underneath. We'll see if I can do this single man and one-handed. We're gonna find out what kind of strength I have here. Here we go. Oh, I'm an idiot. Let's put the brush guard down. So let's add an idiot chip to the front end because I think I just did that like an idiot. Let's put the brush guard down and then fold the hood. See how that works right there. There wasn't a chip there before, so I can't believe I'm the first idiot to do that. Oh well, here we go. All right. Hey, at least I can manhandle the hood there. All right, so when we got this, the AC wasn't working, so had a brand new compressor installed. And actually the only thing that was wrong with it was the switch in the compressor was bad, but you can't get the switch separately. So brand new compressor installed, so the AC is fully serviced. There's your onboard compressor. And what I understand, from Jeff is that the system was fully functional. It just had a leak in one of the airlines. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the suspension here. You can kind of see from the top side real quick. And go along the other side here, kind of show you. Really the chassis of this thing is really pretty clean and pretty solid. No real rust. The one from Hubby's Garage, if you'll watch any of his videos, his control arms were completely rusted out. So pretty happy with what we've got there. Got 2 brand new interstate batteries installed. So we went ahead and did that. And like I said, drove this thing down the highway 65 mile an hour all the way from Denver with no issues other than was like a sauna on the inside, and about 65 and above you got the massage option too. All right, well, let's get in this. All right, we went ahead and just opened it all up here. Let's take a little tour of the interior. This thing is so cool. Just like like a fighter jet or something on the inside. Check out the door panels. We got our power locks, power windows, really cool carbon fiber trim, or you might call it carbon fiber, just kind of a fake applique there. Yeah, we got our seats here, leather seats in great condition, Hummer embossed into the leather. Leather's in good condition. The lighting is a little tricky in here, so hopefully it'll come through on the camera good. Floor's in really good condition. There's those drain holes I was telling you about. But let's just check this out here. Look at all the controls. I love the steering wheel. Super cool steering wheel. A little wear on the top there. That could be dyed back and kind of freshen that up or whatever. But got our oil temperature and oil pressure gauges, battery. Here we got all our lights and panel switches and turn signal. Go ahead and turn the switch on here. You'll see we got 148,479. And I'll just go ahead and do a quick cold start here for you. Watch this. Just fires up. Absolutely perfect. There's our exhaust coming out here. Just clean as a whistle. Not even a puff of smoke on startup. Come over here in the wheel well. This is like a diesel platter. Super cool. I'll go ahead and shut her down here and kind of show you here. So we saw the miles, 148,000 miles there. There's our water temperature gauge, oil, our fuel. There's our tire, so you can pump up your tires, and on board and go air them up and down. We got the 2 tanks. I think this thing has like a 49-gallon tank or something like that. Here is our monsoon sound system. And then here's climate control, window switches here. Got your 3-range transfer case, a high, a medium, and a low. There's your parking brake. Really cool trim there. I love how they put the CD changer up in the dash. Really cool Cobra CB. I haven't used it or not done anything with it, but it does power up. And then here, look here, there's monsoon speakers. Kind of stereo for the passenger. So they each kind of like have your own little stereo cockpit. I think there was a Sirius satellite radio thing mounted there or something. It's in the glove box, so that's been kind of disabled or taken down for whatever reason. Got your cup holders, glove box. Got some manuals in there. Check it out. Got the original Hummer manual. Super, super cool. And a little wear on the armrest there. On the edges. So pan back out here. Show you here on the back side. It's cool here how you got your buckets, and it's just like such a long ways away. Actually, doing the driving video part, I had to set I got to set the camera up and turn it on, and then get in on the driver's side because I can't even reach it. That's crazy. Basically, just kind of like a rubber mat there for obvious reasons, you know. So when you get water, it's easy to hose out and clean. Headliner, all this stuff is in really good shape. Interior on this thing is excellent, you know, for what it is. And it's cool, kind of look at this cockpit. It's such a cool view and such an experience driving it. It's really, really unique. And here you got some of your own controls back here. Looks like for the passengers, they can control their own radio. Come around to the back here. Seats, very, very good condition. All right, looks like we have a little bit of music going there. I hope that doesn't pick up too much. Here in the back, we've got massive room back here. You could put a, you know, little twin mattress back here, you know, air mattress or even an actual mattress. And you could basically camp in here. Super duper cool. Come around here to the other side, and we got door panel here, and seats, excellent condition. All the carpets coming around here to the front. Again, we've got good to go. Everything is in really, really, really good condition. Dash is nice. Passenger seat is nice. All right. All right, we're strapped into the Hummer H1. Get to the chopper. Put her in drive, and let's take this thing for a spin and see what happens. 6.5 turbo diesel kicking in. Like I said, I drove this vehicle all the way back from Denver, and didn't have AC working at the time, but we got the AC working now. Put a brand new compressor on it, and had it fully serviced. So AC is working. You know, really the drivability, you know, with it, you know, the tires have tread on them, but they are old. So you get up above 65 miles an hour, and you do get some shaking out of the tires. But you know, this vehicle isn't necessarily used, you know, as a highway commuter vehicle for sure, right? You know, ideally, you know, it's probably, if you want to drive it a lot, take it long distances, you know, new tires would probably be a good idea. But what's on it now is definitely, you know, serviceable to go out and play in and crawl over stuff and hit what you want to. But vehicle drives fantastic. You know, obviously considering, you know, what this thing is. I was actually surprised when I drove this thing. I'd never been in one or driven one before this, and driving it back from Denver. And what I was surprised is really how well it did go down the highway. It really rides pretty good. It really wasn't as noisy as what I expected. It's got an incredible sound system in it.
Man, it's so tough. Alright, yo, put the belly on the and make a catch. See no watch, now she wanna.
It's got a thumping monsoon sound system in it, which is really cool from the factory. But you know, this thing, you know, I'm not gonna go over all of the details and all of the features and aspects and everything. I'm guessing that whoever
here just really seems way more refined. And you know, the engine makes great power. It's got those, see, they call this the Hummer Rock. You see how when you hit the brakes, it's got the portal axles, and so it's got gear driven, you know, for a ground clearance. And it's kind of funny, when the first time I got in this thing, I thought, oh my gosh, the drivetrain is completely wore out. But then when I was talking to the guy who's a, you know, Hummer, you know, expert, is like, no, it's called the Hummer Rock, and it's something that they all basically, it's just the design and the engineering of the vehicle. But this thing is really fun to drive around, really. I mean, it's you drive it around town. I'm kind of surprised of the thumbs up and the honks, and you know, I mean, yeah, it's a pretty crazy looking vehicle, but you know, I guess I just didn't expect all of the, you know, it's like driving a Ferrari around or something, you know. I mean, people are just noticing it and really just like, you know, being super enthusiastic about it. And so I'm going down Broadway here in Wichita, Kansas right now. This is like a bombed out runway, so this will give you a good example of you know, of the suspension of the vehicle. But you know, this is like the worst road in the world. But it's actually a pretty smooth ride vehicle. The seats are super comfortable, and you know, it's a really cool experience. We got some new pavement here, so now you can kind of see where they finally went from the old broken up stuff to the new stuff. But this is such a cool vehicle. I mean, what's really neat with this thing is, I mean, you've got that big rack on the top. I mean, you could put a tent up there. I mean, you could go off the grid in this thing. In the back, I mean, you can like, I mean, you could camp out, you can sleep inside this thing, you could throw a mattress back here, it's so big. And you could put a rooftop tent on it, or carrying, you know, supplies. I mean, it would be really, really a cool experience to take something like this and then just to go off the grid and just go crazy places. That would be fun. I could see enjoying that, because the vehicle, you know, it'll get you anywhere you want to go. I believe it's a 1 1/4 ton truck, I believe, is what I understand. Got the towing package on it and everything. Yeah, the possibilities are really just as far as basically your imagination can go, I think, with this. And you know, there's never been nothing like this before, and there definitely will be nothing ever like this again. And with the 6.5 turbo diesel, and this is the later with the O2, and I understood that, you know, like pre-2000, I think, or something, you know, they had some block issues or something, and it's just nice to know that this is kind of, you know, towards the end of the line, where it's really more refined. A lot of the flaws and bugs were worked out of it, and you know, it's just a super, super cool vehicle. You know, and it's, you know, one of the most capable and reliable of all the Hummers. I really love the red color, because it's, I don't know, it just really gives it that, hey, I'm not just a military Hummer, you know, I'm something special. And yet, but it's not, you know, super loud and obnoxious, you know, like some other bright color, like yellow. But yeah, my buddy Tyler, we bought these together, and we really actually had a lot of fun. He got the yellow one, and I got the red one, and so we got ketchup and mustard Hummers. I'm sure all of you watch and follow Hoovie's Garage, but watch his channel and see some of the crazy stuff that he's doing with his Hummer. But yeah, it's quite a fun experience. A couple of guys flying into Denver and driving a couple of Hummers back, you know. Pretty cool experience. I'll never forget that. So I've had a lot of fun driving this one around, and I mean, taking the wife out to dinner in it and stuff, and you know, haven't really had a chance to get it off-road yet. Got a buddy of ours who has some land out by Mulvane, and he's got Jeep trails and rock gardens and just all kinds of cool stuff. So I look forward to, you know, maybe getting the opportunity to get out there and check it out, you know, and go try some of its off-roading capabilities. But yeah, so, you know, here we are. I mean, it's you know, of the within the cosmetic issues, you know, that covered in the walk around, mechanically this guy is super solid and super sound. So you know, as always, we appreciate you watching, and you know, like and subscribe to us, and that way you'll get turn the notifications on, and so whenever, you know, if you're looking for something cool, unique, or unusual, be the first one to kind of see it, because, you know, when we post up our vehicles, a lot of times, you know, they go pretty fast. So like us on Facebook, Euro Asian Auto on Facebook, and euroasianauto.com for our website. And as always, have a great day and happy motoring.